Hello viewers, Super GT here, welcome back to yet another carnage-filled Forza Motorsport 7 video. Some of the stuff you're about to witness is absolutely mental. We come to the world-renowned Top Gear circuit, world-renowned for absolute mayhem on turn 1, well, and on every other turn, let's be honest, shall we? As you can see here, not making it around turn 1. This week's adventure brings us to A-Class. My previous video was rather filled with memes, and it was in S-Class, so I thought I'd venture back into A-Class, probably my second favourite class after S, and see what we can achieve other than getting rammed off 10 million times. So we find ourselves this time around in the Lancer GSR. I've seen this car used to good effect by other people. So 3 abreast into the first corner, this guy just doesn't bother turning in. There is a corner, but you know, why not just not bother? He's basically Nico Rosberg to me into the first corner here at Top Gear, and yeah, this track, it just seemed to keep coming up in the vote for some weird reason. It's the new VIR, I think. Into the final turn, up the inside, track limits, a bit sketchy here, of course. We do receive another hit from the Cosworth while we're through. Up into 7th, chasing down some weird looking machine just up ahead of us. Again into the first corner, very easy to get the braking point wrong here. And this time around we've actually hit it nice, hit the apex, literally hitting the tyre wall on the inside of the track. What even is this thing? Is this the Hot Wheels Bone Shaker? Whatever it is, look at it, it's an absolute missile. Pulling away out of the second corner into the final turn, very short circuit here. At Top Gear, one of the short circuits on offer, so at least there's no crossover. But obviously we've seen so far that hasn't really minimised the absolute atrocities being committed on the circuit. So with 2 laps left to go, we have a nice group here of 3. Second place is definitely on. First place, I suppose, is still on, if and when he gets wiped out by a back marker, which is very possible. Given that it's a very short circuit. Up now behind the Honda NSX, and we have a fellow Lancer user here, so getting the cutback done with the tyre to line on the way out. Up into 4th, up into 3rd, getting the run, getting the momentum. We can now go about hunting down 2nd place, not very far ahead in the Honda NSX. We've taken a much better line through turn 1, right onto his tail, with 1 lap left to go, taking a nice cutting line, but there is still potential for a move into the final corner of the lap and of the race. Coming through the follow through, not the cut through, although some people will take it as a cut through. He's gone sliding through the turn, he's panicked, and I've shot by up into 2nd. So in the end, a mayhem filled race, but kicking things off typical Forza style really, with absolute mayhem at Top Gear. And sliding across the line into the wall and receive a nice big hit from behind. What a way to end the race. Now I was invited to a very special club at this point here. The Pontiac Solstice movement. Here's my invitation. And I've actually already used it. And here is the race. The first race in the Pontiac Solstice. Let's see how this car performs. So again, A-Class, tuned it up. Let's see what we can do. It's going to be one of those races where the screen goes black, and then all of a sudden the race begins. You get punted in the rear end, and I can't even describe what's happening right here. It's just an absolute mess of pixels and carnage, and somehow I should get through, kind of get punted into a decent position in 6th. That's obviously a decent position, so our race can now properly begin. So that glitch seems to happen quite a lot, and I don't know why. Just the screen goes black and then the race just begins instantly, and well, people aren't really ready for that, quite clearly, and everyone just dies before turn 1. I've somehow kind of got through though. I suppose I'm undead now. I suppose we're all undead really. I think that's a good way to describe your average Forza player. Anyway, through the hairpin, find ourselves now in 5th place, hunting down the Nissan just ahead. Pontiac here seems to be a really good car, very grippy, good on power as well. This guy's taken the wrong route, gone for the alternative layout, coming back onto the track. Where is he going to feed himself back in? just ahead of us, but then we get the momentum on him. Looking around the outside of the Nissan. Can I get the job done? He's left in space, just about close racing. Momentarily up to third, but I'm going to have to take the deep line here. He's going to retake that position. So settling here for fourth, although it looks like a nice race is potentially brewing here. As the top five very close. Nissan with contact, looking up the inside into turn one. Just backed out. Wasn't quite sure what this guy was having in mind. But coming through here through turn two now on the exit, a bit of contact. And he's off the track, and then I kind of panic here and just turn right. And there happened to be someone there. So a bit of a momentary lapse of concentration. And I find myself ghosted out. But later in the lap, or the beginning of the next lap, lap 3 now, catching up to the back of this Cadillac, who seems to be lagging all over the place. And it was kind of an awkward turn in again. I kind of turned in across him. So down into ninth. A series of errors are being made here by yours truly. So we're going to have to try to fight our way back through the pack once again. So plenty of Evos on offer. You see another one here just in front. We'll try to make our way past him, and then the Cadillac once again. He's gone really wide. It seems that there's a theme with the Evos. They prefer being on the grass rather than the circuit. Almost into the back of the Cadillac, having to kind of take evasive action on the braking zone. But we are still in 7th. Perhaps this time around we can actually take a better line and maybe overtake him properly. So this is perhaps what I was trying to do on the previous lap. So lap 4 now, up the inside, there we go. And no turning across him. So up to 6th. I'm comfortable in 6th, but there's a chance of something better. So this guy's been ghosted out, so that's one position for free. And would you know it, a back marker's wiped out the leader. So yes, Forza 7 video confirmed. Turn 10, please, just ghost back markers, get it done. Just do that. Drop everything else, just ghost back markers. Just do that right now. Nothing else needs to be done. Actually, no, that's a big lie. Loads of things need to be done, but that needs to be done first. So anyway, we find ourselves up in 4th, up behind yet another Evo. And they're going to try just really following close through this section. The S-bends here at Sonoma, or Infineon if you like. Not really a good place to overtake, and he's just exited stage right. Just drives straight off the circuit. That was a really weird kind of movement from him. And he just exits the race and enters the Shadow Realm. So into the final turn, the circuit up into 2nd with just 1 lap left to go. So after all the setbacks here, done well I think to get back into 2nd. First place won't be on here unless he gets wiped out. See if I can actually take turn 1 properly this time round. Kind of show off the performance of the Pontiac Solstice here. I hope you get through there okay. So the car, definitely worth choosing I think. A good car. And thank you for the recommendations. We went for another race at Maple Valley, another first place. Well, not another first place, my first place. But we come to this week's, can the pole sitter survive turn 1? The question is being asked here in the United States at the circuits of the Americas in Texas. And we pull away from pole position once again in the Pontiac Solstice. American car, American circuit. Can we make it round on home territory? The answer is obviously no, as we get smashed, pummeled into the wall. So the answer here is no, we can't. Unfortunately, that is the case pretty much 99.99999% of the time. We might as well round that up to 100%. And we once again come to the renowned Top Gear circuit, one of basically the pinnacle of motorsport. This is where the best races in the world take place, of course. Through turn 1, Lotus just facing 90 degrees to the right, as per usual. And you can see behind just all manner of chaos, which I quite simply just cannot describe because just too much is going on. But I've got away somewhat cleanly in 4th, just trying to avoid the chaos the best I can. Years of experience have really taught me how to avoid or embrace the chaos. It's not really avoid, you just sort of have to become part of it. If you fight against the chaos, it will consume you. But if you embrace it and understand it, then that is one way to find yourself, safe from the Shadow Realm for some time at least. But you never know, there's going to be a backmark or something. This is a very short circuit. like 30 seconds a lap. This guy, these two people here, just going for questionable lines through that final turn. Looks like the Alpha 33 in the lead is beginning to pull away as a result. So this Lotus here, which was facing 90 degrees to the right hand side here 2 laps ago in second place, he can go and hunt down now that Lotus, or sorry, that Alpha. We get passed by the Aston Martin. Looks like my pace at this point here wasn't too great, although the race has kind of settled down now into something actually resembling a race, which is really rare. But anyway, we're pulling away somewhat from the guy behind in 4th place here, through the follow through, and then we're not going to turn left, we're going to turn right once again to complete the loop here. This guy looking up the inside on the final turn, not quite going to happen for him there, or for her. It's actually called Lady Venom. So into turn 1, lap number 5 now. Let's see what's going to happen. In fact, the race is kind of close. You can see just how close it is. The Lotus in the lead there has managed to gap me every lap, but not too far away. You never know, big mistake could happen. As we come into turn 1, the mist is descending, and the red mist has descended there. The Lotus coming back on, and the lateral vision, as per usual with a typical Forza driver style, lateral vision is lacking. I think the typical Forza driver has about 40% or 40 degrees of worth of vision. They can't actually see to the side at all.
Peggy 18.
Peggy 18 there, you didn't see anything. So I find myself now in 3rd. You see just how close it is to the lead. The Aston Martin just ahead. But things got a little bit more sour here. Obviously, well, this guy is just clearly, you can see his intentions. And as we come through here, we just wonder, are his intentions going to become even more sinister? I have become accustomed to this. This is something that does happen a fair amount as we come into turn 1. I know what's going to come here. And, well, unlucky mate, you can go off into the grass. It's just another sad tale of rammers and their failings once again. I've just become so accustomed to this, and I'm actually a level 99 pro, and someone commented on my last video I should receive an MBE for services to rammer evasion, and I think that's absolutely true. I think if I don't, it will be an absolute injustice. But anyway, lap 8 now, we're going to cross to start lap 9. 2 laps left to go, sitting in 4th, and still not too far off the lead. They're just around the corner, so things could still happen. We have actually got a back marker here in a Vauxhall who just decided to kind of add to this battle. So I get past for 5th, or for 4th, I'm down to 5th, and into the final turn, trying to sort of navigate this Vauxhall, and things aren't really going well. Looking up ahead, scanning the circuit up front, and well, just would you know it, a back marker has wiped out the leader, or the leading duo in fact. So now the Aston Martin just ahead of us with the Lotus in 2nd, and that guy just coming across out of nowhere. What the hell was going on there? I do not know. I think that was another ramming attempt. I didn't even have to try to avoid that one though. And the Lotus Aston Martin fighting the American car, going to go up into 1st place with 1 corner remaining. Bit of Peggy 18 there, but on the way up to the line I'm going to have to take a slight defensive line. I'm going to move across slightly. I think I'm well within my right to do that. I kind of had to just move to the right a little bit. But anyway, I take another win at Top Gear. What a mean field race that was. You're going to see some interesting antics around here. I'm starting about 100 metres behind everyone. I don't know why. I suppose it's like McLaren getting 2,000 grid place penalties and having to start a bit further back. So anyway, starting at the back and well behind everyone. Through turn 1, just your typical chaos, and actually get through a couple of positions, and another one into the chicane. The chicane of death here at Prague. The Pontiac here actually handling it rather nicely, so we actually escape with our life this time around, or 2 more times though, across the bridge, and well, that guy's just absolutely turned into a ragdoll. He's getting flipped around, and well, he's obviously died now. He's in the Shadow Realm. So the Shadow Realm population is growing by the day, and Forza 7 is the main provider of population to the Shadow Realm, of course. And I'm getting cut off by this guy up ahead. I'm going to try to get the car back on him. Is he driving the Kia? He's going for a slide. I'm going to cut back on him on the way out, and he's having none of it. He's going to pump me wide, pump me round into this turn, and just watch this. This is weird. And he comes through with some weird 360 degree Mega spin, mega takeout. Let's look at this in slow-mo. What the hell was that? I honestly, I've never seen anything like it. I can't quite describe what that even was. That was something. I think the Shadow Realm has actually come into reality, because that was hauntingly. That was just haunting and demonic. That was really strange. I can't even describe it there. He just dies there. So, if you can answer what the hell that was, then 100 points to Gryffindor. I don't know what that was. It was absolutely messed up. But anyway, we kind of continue here. The memes just seem to provide themselves in this game. Someone accused me on Twitter of hiring people just to ram me off, or try to ram me off. I don't even need to try. I don't even need to do that, because people just do it anyway. It just happens. Just weird stuff happens. It's guaranteed. And we're going to come through onto the bridge once again. I've actually walked across this bridge in reality. Luckily, it's just a pedestrian bridge and no cars were allowed, because if cars were allowed, that would be flipping everywhere into the water, presumably. So through the long double right at the end, going past one car, almost into the back of the Nismo here, but we do gain a position. Coming through the love tunnel, no such love this time around. Up the inside, on the brakes nicely in time, receiving a nice little courtesy punt though in the rear end. But just about keep the position. Up the inside of the Nismo here, are we going to be able to do it? Yes, we are. We're about halfway into the race, so things didn't go too well at the beginning, but the recovery is now well underway with I think a Honda S2000 just ahead of us into the final corner. He's gone a little bit deep, but you can kind of cut back to take that second line. He hasn't really done that at all. A very poor run through the corner, and we're actually going to come across to overtake him. And the big surprise here really is that he hasn't actually turned right to wipe me out. He has done a weird little laggy dance there though. Up the inside, up to fourth, clipping that apex nicely. The Pontiac here really planted. You see just around the corner there, around the chicane of death, two people second and third. They're not too far away. If you can have a good lap here, you could be on their tail with a chance of second at the end. Although I don't think I even need to do that, because I think they've had some sort of incident, some disagreement onto the tunnel, onto the bridge, as we now come around to the tunnel. So second place is definitely on here as we enter the love tunnel for the last time. Can we make it through here without any incidents? Yes, we can. Into the following turn. We've taken that nice and narrower line. Lots of people guilty of going really wide there. So I'm up into third. Good overtake there, although really just capitalising on his mistake, going really deep into the turn. So onto the back of this guy in second. We're going to look for a way past. Not quite going to happen there. The track narrowing up as we exit that section. So through this area here, the track really does open up. He's had a really bad exit. Up the inside we go, up into second with about a quarter of a lap to go. He's not having any of that though. He's not happy about that. He's going to punt me wide. But in fact, he loses out looking behind here, and he has an incident with the Honda S2000. So now it's me, the Pontiac, versus the Nissan, with barely a corner left to go. Can I get that second place, which I think would be a really nice recovery, given the weird Shadow Realm stuff that's been going on in this race. Into the final corner. He's gone a little bit deep, not too bad though, taking a decent exit, cutting, sort of meeting the apex a bit later round. And as I shift into fourth, the car just takes off and actually doesn't turn across and kill me, which is probably the best thing that's happened all day. He could have easily just turned across and taken his second place, but he was actually quite kind to me there. Didn't expect him to not kill me. But anyway, second place, and I didn't appear on the podium for some reason, so I couldn't do a dance. But I do hope you enjoyed the video as always, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe for more of the same. If you did enjoy, hit the like button and subscribe for more. I shall see you next time. Thank you very much for your support as always. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next one. Goodbye.
Listen.